Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Reality Kingdom, where we talk all things reality TV or whatever.
Period.
Period.
Yeah.
We have Team Miami.
Top five. Top five.
Stepping straight from Florida.
Period. Love to see it.
We are from Miami, but right now we're in Orlando. This is my niece's room, by the way, everybody. All the colors. This is we are recording remotely right now, and we're excited to be with you guys. Honestly, this is gonna be fun.
Perfect. Okay.
By the way, we watched Aubrey and David's interview.
Yes.
Loved it.
Let's get the awkwardness. All right, go ahead. I gotta talk.
Aubrey doesn't want you to call David daddy, but you can call Louis daddy. You can call Lou, whatever you want.
But I get it too, guys. Let's get the awkwardness out of the way. I know David is your main guy. All right?
Oh my God.
That's not right.
Look, I get it. David's a really good-looking guy. I'll take second fiddle to him. All love. All right.
Well, Aubrey basically said, Luis, we just gonna start calling you.
It's just gonna have to be you, Luis. I don't know. You get all of it. And I don't know.
You guys are great.
Okay. So speaking of Luis being daddy, how did you guys? We want to know. Listen, the race is about teams. You guys have to have great teamwork. You got to be a team. How did this team meet? How did you guys? What's the origin story for Luis and Michelle? I really want to know.
Yeah, so basically my brother's wife, my sister-in-law, she always told me like Louis and I have similar personalities and that like we should hang out or date or whatever. And she showed me a picture and I wasn't interested.
You wasn't giving daddy?
Over 13 years ago.
I feel bad because it's such a beautiful love story at first.
No. It's funny that you say that because there's a picture on my Instagram right now. When I was 15, it's with me and my sisters, and my ears did not fit my body. I get her. It's all good.
He grew into his
I finally grew into it. I grew out some hair, so yeah.
Yeah.
But continue the story, baby.
Basically, I actually went away as she kept trying to push it. I left to a show. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of America's Best Dance Crew.
Yes.
Yes.
On MTV, yeah.
So I did that show. I left for like 2 months. Yeah, I left for like 2 months, and then I came back. And they threw a welcome back party for me because I had been gone for a while. And when I walk in, I was like, ooh, who is the DJ? Guess who the DJ was?
Wow.
So basically, I'm watching this show, America's Best Dance Crew on MTV, and I'm just like drooling over Michelle. I'm like, she is gorgeous. Like, wow, she's so talented. She's a great dancer. And I loved everything about her. And then my cousin asked me if I could DJ her welcome back party. I was like, hell yeah, I'll do it for free.
So basically, after that, we dated for 2 weeks. I became his girlfriend after 2 weeks.
I know that's right.
We've been together 13 years and a half, and of those 13, almost 7 years married.
Yeah.
That's so beautiful. We love.
Yeah.
That's really good. Oh my God. Okay. So, you guys are married. You guys are together. Why did you guys decide to do Amazing Race? Are you guys fans? Who's the fan?
Yes.
What's the team?
So I want to say like a couple of years into our relationship, we started watching the race, right? And we started watching around, I want to say season 24. It was an all-star season. And the thing about us is that we were not grown up watching Amazing Race. You know, my family isn't white. Our family. So, I grew up watching Telemundo and Univision and Sábado Gigante, so I never saw it as a kid.
Yeah.
So when we started dating, we just put on CBS, started watching it, fell in love, saw every single season since. That's like 9 years ago. And it wasn't until Michelle was towards the end of her dancing career with Pitbull that we decided to apply. She told me this year while we're watching season 33, this is the year they apply. If we get it, if we get on the show, that's it. Like I'll quit right before we get on the show, and we'll do the race. We applied our first time, got called, and it's been such a great experience.
Yeah.
So
Oh wow! So Michelle is used to manifesting greatness. I see.
Yes, everything, right? It's so crazy how it works. We're so happy.
It really is crazy. And it just came at the right time. It wasn't the right time. And I kept saying it. I was like, season 34 needs both of us. We're both 34 years old.
Yeah.
We're ready to kill it. We're ready to get it. So
Yeah.
That's really
And y'all been eating it up. Top five. So I really wanted to ask about, because I feel like what I love about y'all's team in general is that y'all are so positive. Like, I feel like you guys have had the biggest smiles. You've been so interested. And honestly, I think that kind of helps you guys really, get so far. You mentioned that there was a conversation that happened around leg 4, you guys' first place, that you guys decided that this is going to be the time. Like, we're not going to be at the back of the pack. We're going to be the main girls of the race. So could you walk us through that conversation? Like, what did you guys go over to kind of like come to that conclusion?
I would love to talk about that because, we started off our first leg. If you guys remember, we finished in 10th place, our first leg.
Oh,
and it was
so
a lot, and we were very disappointed myself. And I want to say I was in a funk, a deep funk.
He was.
And Michelle knows that I don't play good like that. Like my best is when I'm in a positive state. And she brought me out of that. She said, it's the beginning, it's the first leg, and we're gonna kill it from here on, right? So that was
funny because we said we're gonna dance every time we get to the mat. We're like, hey. So they were like, oh, you got 10, and we're like, oh. I'm like, you know what? We're still gonna dance this song. Like, no, I'm not. I'm like, yes, we are. We're not out. And he was dancing like he was so mad. They didn't put that part, but
anyways, we did work our way up. So we got to 5th the next leg, then we got to 4th in the mega leg, and I wanted to be such a great team because we really prepared for this. And if I'm just in the middle of the pack and we're not making noise, I want to be a team that people remember. And when we got to Jordan, I will never forget, in that hotel, it was like an emotional chat that I had with her. Like I was like almost crying, like I'm sick of this. Like I don't want this for us. Like this is not us. This is not what we want. This is not. We are better than this. And I told her these exact words. Tomorrow we are gonna get first place.
Yeah.
Period.
We are gonna do it. And I told us, period. And I told her, close your eyes. Imagine Phil telling us first place. Imagining us winning a trip to Thailand. We got cash. I'll take that. But imagine this, and we said a prayer to our God and we went to bed. And next day we felt it. It was just an amazing feeling. And that was pretty much.
Yeah. And I love that because I'm so grateful to be in this competition. So every day that I survive, I'm just so happy. But then for him to take it and is like, we have to get first, like it puts me back into that competitive mind rather than just being grateful, because you got to be competitive in this show.
Because I know the show is don't get last. But that mindset really, I don't like that mindset, because if you do get to the final, you got to stop thinking that way. Yeah. So I rather train myself to think, hey, push yourself to the limit every single leg. So when if you get to that final, boom, you know how it is.
Yeah. And you mentioned that you guys prepared really hard for the race. How did y'all prepare? Because the race is just interesting. I don't know how do you prepare for this?
So
we need tips.
You guys. So we started preparing. So when we sent in that video and we got that call 4 hours later for our first phone interview. 4
hours later, it was insane.
And so we got our official first phone call 2 days after that, right? So picture we sent our audition tape. 2 days later, we got our first call, and they start talking about filming dates.
Ooh.
And I'm like, and talking about background checks and talking about all this and COVID shots and all this. I'm just like, all right, I'm gonna start training right now.
Yeah.
I suck at cardio, so I'm gonna start running. Like I don't like running. So that's one thing we did. So we did all the physical stuff from lifting weights, running. We did a lot of activities that involved like rock climbing,
escape rooms.
So yeah, that's like the mental stuff, right? So the physicality, kayaking, a lot of things that challenges us. And then the mental stuff was like escape rooms, right?
We watched all the episodes. We had
Yes.
notes on everything.
Yes.
We made this huge board in our house of different languages because
Yes.
we thought we were going to get in taxis, which
Yeah.
that's another funny story. So we learned
So many
different sayings in different languages so that once we get in the taxi, we could either say go faster
Yeah.
or hotel or take us to this or, oh, I'm sorry, hold on. So once we didn't get on taxis, that didn't work.
But yeah, we practiced languages. We played games of differences where the how two pictures look the same but they're not.
Yeah.
So we would cut one picture, put it in one room, and the other picture put it in the other room.
Yeah.
So we have to go back and forth and see what's the difference in each picture.
Oh, y'all were eating.
Right.
I was eating, breathing, living, snorting Amazing Race, man. Amazing Race for 3 months until we got the yes.
It was. And no Netflix, no nothing. In our house, everything that was playing was Amazing Race. And then in the car when we couldn't watch it on the TV, we would listen to podcasts about it.
Yeah.
But and then one of the things that actually helped us was we had different apps where we learned flags, puzzles, everything, and that's the side puzzle that we really learned how to do.
And I feel like there's so much more information how to get prepped for the Amazing Race that I feel like a lot of teams now prep that same way.
Yes.
Like you even talked to Asta and Nina, who were the first team eliminated in our season. They prepped a lot the same way too. And it just came down like we came in before Aubrey and David maybe 10 minutes and they beat Asta and Nina by 4 or 5 minutes. Like it was really close. And we drove stick shift even though she had to push me in reverse. We did practice stick shift too. But that's how we did.
It's honestly like I feel like hearing you guys is like the stories about getting on the Amazing Race, getting a call so soon, and then you guys saying I want to be first, I'm going to be first, and seeing Phil's face. Like it seems like you guys are you keep this positive energy, you just manifest great things for yourself. Like is this something you guys practice in your real life? Because Michelle, I know you're booked and busy. So is this something that you guys really just kind of this is like how you move through life?
I have to say yes. Yeah. We man, what can I say? Like I am honestly generally a pretty happy guy. And I have to give it to like the life that I live and how happy my wife makes me. Like I have a great relationship with her and honestly like I go to the fire station sometimes and these guys complain about their wives and I don't complain about my wife. Like I absolutely love her, and what can I say? Like I honestly, I got health, I got family, I got a beautiful job, I got a great career, and I do live my life waking up every morning, appreciate every little thing that I have. I thank God every day for every little thing that I got, and I don't know, it's just how it's just how I live.
Yeah, both of us are very happy people, and like. That's what we wanted to show on the race as well. Like we're married and being married doesn't have to be boring. We have a good time. We're positive and we really do enjoy life. Everywhere we go, we try and make everyone happy. If there's a party, everybody's dancing. We're making everybody dance and have a good time. And
I'm that guy. If I go to your wedding, your grandma is going to be
twerking
we're dancing with you. I'll be twerking up on your grandma, giving her shots and having a great time.
Yes. And showing smiling from ear to ear. But yeah, we wanted to show that positivity and that's how we work well as well. So that's why we wanted to try not to fight, keep doing positive things and positive reinforcement for both of us during the race.
And we knew we're not going to be that over dramatic couple. That's not how we roll. You know, no shade to Aubrey and David. They had a tough leg a few races ago, but everybody argues at some point, you know.
Everybody does,
But it's also us. What I love about it is when we do disagree on something, we don't hold that grudge.
Exactly.
And we could, just that phrase, agree to disagree, and love each other and move on. You know, talk about it. You know, and that's it. Like,
I mean, not be us.
We did have one fight us out from the camera, so I can't say it was all positivity.
Yeah, we did.
There was one fight, which thank God it was only one. But this guy wanted me to navigate, write down all the notes, look at all the street signs, and then look at every landmark and everything he's looking at as he's driving. And I was like, I did not do everything. So that was the reason I
No, it's funny because that was literally my next question. Like, which leg tried y'all the most? Like, because y'all been together for 13 years, so I can't imagine too much really just pissing y'all off. Like, not a race. Like, so like, which one kind of like which leg was that where you were just like, okay, we need to take a step back because this is getting too much?
I have to say France, like the second leg in the first leg in France. We started off at 10th, we got 5th, 4th, then we got that back-to-back first place. We're feeling good, and I feel like we had a lot of pressure on ourselves to just continue getting first. But on the race, there's so many variables. You know that's very hard to make it happen. And when we got that 4th, we were just like very critical on ourselves after that leg, and just like on our, we had that argument. We lost when we left. Michelle rappelling down the castle, we went into the wrong entrance. So I told her, oh, you got to remember, which way we come in, the landmark. She's like, I can't do everything. So we were going back and forth. But then, we got back to the hotel, we talked about it. We still loved obviously we still loved each other. and then that's when Michelle had the dream with her dad. She, after we went to sleep that leg, she woke up and she was crying, and I'm like, what's wrong? Like she said she had a dream where we went back home in the middle of the race, and her father was there and said that she's so proud of her. So and maybe that was a sign from the beyond of him telling us, hey, relax, everything's gonna be fine.
Yeah.
But it was a beautiful moment for us. Yeah.
Yeah, I hadn't dreamed about. He passed away 10 years ago from cancer, but I hadn't dreamed about him for like a couple of years. Like, obviously I think about him, but that just like brought us back into the race, and we're like, what happened to us? Like, let's get back on it.
Yeah. Like,
we're stressing out for so much, and it's not even stress that you guys can see, because our stress will just be like, we're happy, but we're like happy with our shoulders up, like, yeah, we're going. Yeah.
And it's wonderful that that happened, and you mentioned that because we see in you guys' story, and even now you guys talk about family so much. And one of your motivations that you guys said was Luis's parents throughout the race. And I just wanted to ask, like, just for a little bit more details about your motivation for winning the game, because they only show that clip. They have to show everyone. So what's it like tell us more about that.
I'm so happy you brought that up, because I was so happy to see our parents on TV. But there was a little bit of sadness because the whole story wasn't there, and
we get it, because it's a long story. So
I still think they could have put it in there.
I know, but it isn't about us.
It's really simple. We are first generation citizens, first generation, first degree, first generation. My sister and her siblings are the first generation to get college degrees, because our parents are immigrants. I'm Colombian, Puerto Rican. She's Colombian, Peruvian. Our parents came here to this country, and they sacrificed so much just to give us a better chance, a better opportunity in life. And they sacrificed so much. My parents, I mentioned on the show, they met in a shoe factory in Jersey, making very little money, and just to try to make ends meet, working very hard. And they gave me an incredible life. And not everything I wanted, but they gave me everything I needed to be in this wonderful country, to have more success. And we want to represent Latinos, Hispanics. We want to represent immigrants, people that are coming here looking for an opportunity. And that's the story we wish that was told.
Yeah, definitely. And same thing with my parents. Like they came here as well with nothing and gave us everything they could and worked so much and got so little back, but still gave us that opportunity and that we probably wouldn't have today if they wouldn't have sacrificed everything for us. So living that American dream.
That's it.
That's really.
And go get that.
I think that's definitely what's so great about CBS, recently implementing that BIPOC rule, because we do see so many different cultures and people on the shows. Because I feel like this season of The Amazing Race was just totally diverse. Like you guys' cast in general is just, there's so many different stories and so many different backgrounds. So it really is beautiful to see.
Yeah, did you notice that Claire's the only white girl left?
Yes. Oh my God. Once again. One thing about Claire, she's gonna be the last white woman left in the reality show.
She's the last white woman. We know Claire since Big Brother days. That's hilarious.
That is funny.
I love that.
But yeah, it's really wonderful. And our podcast is for people of color, and it's just amazing to have you guys on to represent that. It's amazing seeing you guys on TV because growing up, like you said, Luis, like there are certain channels that have mostly white people, and CBS honestly was one of them. So it's just amazing because we did grow up watching this, and see representation is just always wonderful.
Cool. Exactly.
But so we know y'all are about to win this season. So after you guys win, what are y'all gonna do? What are y'all gonna do with the money? What are y'all gonna do? What are y'all future plans? But no, seriously, because but let me ask this first, because after you guys finish racing, you come back to regular life, I guess. And how has that changed? We asked Aubrey and David the same question, but it's interesting to hear how everyone deals with it. So how was that for you guys?
Ooh.
It was tough. I told him right away, I'm like, I need to go travel or do something. This is really weird. And he was like, he's a firefighter. He took off so many days for this. And he was like, I'm going to need some time before I I'm like, no, we need to go.
It was crazy because when you're in race mode, you wake up, you're like, all right, let's go. I'm ready to go. And then I want to say the next 2 nights, I'll just wake up like, where am I? I'm ready to race. And it's like, no, I'm home. Like my dog is right here. Like I'm good. I ain't going nowhere. But it was very difficult. It was like, it's like, when you're gone for a vacation for like a week or two, and you come back and you're just like, the first day of work is the hardest.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what I felt, but I felt it even more. Like it was a worse hangover. I'm just like, that always like I know it was a lot of pressure running the race.
So much adrenaline.
So much adrenaline, so much excitement. Where am I at now? You're in a plane. You have no idea where you're going. The signs at the airport monitors say place unknown. Like you're living like a crazy ass dream. And to come back, it was tough to get back in the groove of things.
Yeah, and we were exhausted. I think for a week we would just like lay on the couch and do nothing.
I gotta say,
thank God we didn't have. I don't know how all those contestants that went straight back to work. We took a week off right after.
An additional week off just for that, because we knew it was like gonna be exhausting by the time we got back. But it was
I cannot imagine trying to even go back to work after that. Like, there's no way. So we saw in the recent episode, Luis, you got your bromance with DX going on. And I feel like y'all's team in general, like you guys, like, Michelle, you was helping Maddie one episode. Like you guys were really, willing to help other teams. Was that a strategy for y'all? Because I know me and Farrell, we was like, help.
We can't even help ourselves, let alone help another team.
Exactly. I heard you guys say that when you were like, I'm not helping.
Yes. Well, what can I say? Like, the funny thing is, like, I wanted to be that team that's like, babe, we don't need anybody's help. We're good. Push everybody out of the way. But as you start making relationships, as you start getting on this plane for hours and having drinks and having a good time, on the plane, you do have some bonds there. I try to tell Michelle, be more strategic. If we're racing for a first, try not to help. But and it's just that this season was so many self-driving legs.
Yeah,
it's best to work together to get to point A to point B because you're bound to make mistakes. Every other season has 2, maybe 3 self-driving legs.
Everybody's fearing that driving leg too.
And it's been like, if we're on episode 8, we have at least 6 self-driving legs already. Mm-hmm. It's not if you make a mistake, it's when you make a mistake. Because there's so much chance for error. So,
and they can be hours long, right? Like hour-long drives.
Yes.
That's insane.
It's so bad from Dom all the way to Toulouse. So bad because of those 2-hour drive. Horrible.
That's crazy.
But yeah, so it's from then on, this episode in France, we told ourselves, if we're not in first or second place, let's work together with another team to get to the front of the pack. And that was our plan from that moment, working with Derek and Claire.
Yeah, so for me, the whole Maddie thing, I didn't think it was that bad. Okay, I'm really nice, so it probably was.
That's it.
But,
That's all I
wait, but I did go up there, and I knew the flags and the people, so I could have told her the flags and the people, but I didn't tell her that.
Okay.
It's like a little hint, a little help. Like, I think you should go down. I didn't tell her what it was. If Maddie and Q get out of there with us, then we push the brothers a little bit lower.
Those boys are good.
No, because y'all really kept gagging them up the way Marcus was late. And Michelle was like, we call up to y'all.
Oh my God. I think you guys are the first podcast that caught that. Nobody else caught that. And
that's hilarious.
Saying, you see, they're not perfect. I'll be real though. I didn't like my tone there. I love those boys. My tone was a little off, but I was just so ecstatic to see them make a mistake.
Yeah. Was that like common knowledge? Was that like common knowledge between the racers? Were y'all all like, Marcus and Michael gotta go like there, or was it just you guys specifically?
Everybody knew Michael and Marcus had this. Great navigational Google map mind, and they were getting from point A to point B so fast. And that France leg really solidified that because they passed everybody.
They were in 6th place and then ended up in first place.
That was nasty.
With one shot. I was like, oh, wait a minute.
Yes, and I was even more pissed after you told us, and we also left the keys up top. So wait a second. You're telling me that you guys left 5th or whatever from the castle, came down and left your keys, went back up, came back down, and still passed us?
Insane.
Yeah.
Insane.
We didn't think we were that bad. We weren't lost. We had our good pathway.
We were lost.
We're not lost.
We were lost.
We're not lost. We followed some signs that said Kringle and Montfort where we had to go, and when we followed them, it was an overview of Kringle and Montfort.
Oh, dang.
Yeah,
we were like up in the mountains.
1,000 feet.
Yeah, I was lost. But no, that's hilarious. And they didn't even know that. But hey, y'all made it right after Michael and Marcus, I think. So,
Yeah. We were second.
Dang.
So as like big fans of the game, like I asked this question before to Aubrey and David, but like, was this experience, everything you wanted it to be? Like, do you feel like you've kind of accomplished what you wanted to accomplish? I mean, because like once you guys start getting it first, like me and Farrell mentioned, like y'all start eating it up every leg. Like y'all made sure we know who Luis and Michelle was. Okay.
Period.
So yeah, to answer your question, it was more than what we wanted. Right now we're feeling good. We won 2 first places. That's huge. A lot of teams go home with not even winning 1 first place, and we got 2 already. We're feeling great. And also all of production, everything behind the scenes. I thought, going to Hollywood, doing a reality show, There was going to be people trying to push you over the limit, try to make you say things you don't want to say. It was not like that at all. The production, everything behind the scenes, everybody was so nice, so caring. They really took good care of us, and it was just a beautiful company to work with.
Yeah, and by the way, each of us have a camera and audio person, and they're carrying. How much was our bag? Like
our bag
we
was
were holding like
30 pounds, maybe less.
They're holding, and that's heavy.
Yeah.
They're holding 60 pounds of equipment.
Yeah.
And running as fast as us or faster to get the shot. It's insane. The production is amazing, and the way they plan out everything,
insane.
I think I wasn't expecting the anxiety that I was gonna have, because every time I would start the leg, it was so nerve-wracking. Yeah. So I think that, and then before we used to watch the show from the couch, and I would always be like, why aren't they running? Like, they should be running. Why are they walking to this place? And as we're doing the race, I'm walking, I'm like, please. Yep.
But that's her, and yeah, just overall experience has been great.
But the experience is insane.
And yeah,
more than what I thought of. Yeah.
We're so happy with everything, honestly. Yeah.
That's great. That's great.
Yeah.
Okay. So does that mean in the future for Luis and Michelle, we will see you guys back for All Stars when they have another one? What's the plan? What's the plan, like, you know, reality TV wise, and then what's the plan just personal wise? Are you guys planning any trips because y'all just did all these trips, or what do you guys have coming up?
Well, one thing is, you know, we have talked about starting a family. You know, we are 34, 35 now, 34 years old. So, you know, and we did do the trip of a lifetime with this race. So, you know, I think maybe after we do some trips next year, we'll start a family, you know.
I was supposed to start right away.
You gotta free trip to Barcelona.
I would be pregnant.
So yeah, we got that, you know, planning trips and stuff. But what else? Yeah, that's our future plans. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's wonderful.
Yeah. I mean, if they ever invite us to anything, we're down.
That was the other part of the question.
Yes.
Yes. And you know, the only show I've always told myself I'll only do is The Amazing Race, you know, because I feel like that was something I could do with my spouse, and it's really challenging, you know, travel around the world, do competitions with with different cultures. Loved it. Seeing how Big Brother, Survivor, The Amazing Race did the challenge. I'll be down for the challenge.
I forgot about that. Y'all could do the Challenge USA. Y'all can do the Challenge USA. If they call y'all better get on the Challenge USA.
Okay, but that's the thing. If y'all get on the Challenge USA, it can't be no Maddie. I mean, you're gonna have to gag the girls on the Challenge. That was another show. Look, when they
play in y'all face.
I'm telling y'all right now, don't let Sarah and them play in y'all face.
Don't worry, we'll be a little bit tougher, that's for sure.
Well, he's tough. I don't know if you've heard him, but every time we would do any help, he would be like, sorry guys, once we get there, I'm out. I'm not waiting.
I ain't waiting for your ass.
I kept telling Luis, I'm like, Luis, you can't be that mean. Like, we can't, like, people can't hate us. You can't say, and he's like, but it's the truth. We're not gonna wait for them.
This is a temporary alliance.
From A to B, and then once we're at B, it's out. Like, we're done.
I will see you later, actually. So.
Period.
Wait, so I have a question for you guys. Have you ever tried out for The Amazing Race?
Ooh.
Sarah said he don't want to do The Amazing Race with me. I don't.
Because Lee is going to be like, y'all didn't have any personalities this season that was just. But Lee, no shade, you know, love him. But Lee is going to be literally, like he said, stopping in the middle of the freeway. Like Michelle, imagine Luis is driving and you're like, oh dang, is it this exit or not? And he stopped in the middle of the freeway. Like
I would stop. I would stop.
I can't. I'm not doing it.
Those personalities needed to be on TV. I'm sorry. I'm gonna need you guys. We're gonna have to talk about this.
Oh my gosh!
The way I feel like we go home episode 1, it'll be
we
over.
would literally be out. We would literally be out. They'd be like, "Oh, what did y'all even apply for?" But thank you, anyways, and thank you guys for coming on and listening. Thank you for
Absolutely.
blessing our screens with your wonderful
Yes.
personalities. You guys are awesome. Do you want to let the people know what your social medias are, where they can find you? Like, what's up?
For sure.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
I'm Mr. Luis Colon on Instagram. On Twitter, I'm the Luis Colon, I think. And
he hates when I say this. My handle is Michelle Burgos Cologne because I haven't fully changed my last name.
it's only been 7 years.
So it's a
Take your time.
transition. Yeah,
All
and
right.
then I don't know what my other
I think it's just
handles
Michelle
are.
Burgos for Twitter. And then we do have a recap podcast. You know, we go behind the scenes as well.
Yeah.
It's called Croqueta
Okay,
Chat.
chat.
And it's actually produced by Michelle's brother. Michelle's
Okay.
brother came up to us. Yeah, like after episode 2, he came up to us. He's like, "Hey, why don't you guys do a podcast?" And I knew how talented he was. I knew what a brain he was and how great of a producer he is. And he's like, "Yo, I'll do all the work." I'm like, "I'm down. Like,
Yeah.
let's do it." So shout out to him. He does all the work.
That's why
all the
we have a
graphics.
mic,
Yeah.
lights,
Yes, we got
cameras,
everything. He does all the editing.
Mhm.
And we've already had 4 teams on with us,
Mhm.
3 teams.
Three.
I've
We've
seen
had-
those.
Yeah, we had the twins on, Maddie and Q, and Glenda Lumumba, and just having them on talk, recapping the show. And
Yeah, just saying the stuff that you guys don't see, basically.
Yeah. Cause I've seen DX and Clarence, I've watched y'all, I've watched Glenda Lumumba, and it's like there's so much that happens that we do
Yes.
not see. It's crazy.
Yeah.
But honestly, like I think that YouTube, like that Loki can be y'all niche because I've seen a few y'all videos and I just love your personality. So I feel like
Yeah.
I would definitely keep watching if y'all did other content. Just no shame.
Sure. Go ahead, do vlogs. I release vlogs. When y'all get that baby, go ahead, do baby
Oh my
vlogs.
God.
you guys crack me up. It's great. We love watching y'all, and you
Love
guys are
it.
great. You guys are heading up and up. Just remember us when you guys are big time, all right?
Thank you. All right. Well, y'all, that was Luis and Michelle. Make sure y'all check us out when we continue to cover Luis and Michelle winning the rest of the Amazing Race. So yeah, that's it. Bye, everybody. Say bye.